here today so I can inform you about Amelia Earhart, the famous aviatrix. Encyclopedia Britannica tells us that Amelia Earhart was born in Atchison, Kansas in 1897. Who could have known she would put small-town America on the map and pave the way for future women to embrace their dreams and reach for the sky? We will talk about all of her success and vanishing into thin air, as well as what is being done today to find her final destination. Amelia was born at the home of her grandparents looking over the Missouri River. She visited Atchison, but moved from place to place with her parents many times as a child. She was known as a tomboy who liked to shoot rats with her .22 rifle. Amelia graduated high school in Chicago, but she didn't finish college. Her life after leaving college was diverse. She had many titles and many accomplishments. Amelia's legacy and the mystery of her disappearance remain at the forefront of pop culture even today. I was born and raised in Atchison, Kansas, where we feel like family to Amelia. I've been to her birthplace and seen the blanket she was born on, as have many Atchison kids. Today I will educate you about the many fascinating things Amelia did, from her birth in Atchison to her disappearance in 1937. Now let's talk about the American icon. Amelia worked in healthcare during World War I. She worked as a nurse's aide. After the war, she worked as a social worker. Amelia took flight lessons and gained her pilot license in 1921, according to Rossi's 2009 biographical video. Her family did not agree with her flying. Amelia bought her first plane in 1922 on her 25th birthday. And then she set altitude records for a female pilot for flying at 14,000 feet. In 1928, despite not piloting, she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic, although as a passenger. This led the way to her becoming an author of 20 Hours, 40 Minutes. It also introduced her to her future husband, George Putnam, according to the Huffington Post. In 1929, Amelia helped found the 99s, a female aviators association. Amelia married George Putnam in 1931, keeping her maiden name. She flew solo across the Atlantic in 1932. This time, she didn't have to remain a passenger. She then authored another book, The Fun of It. She received the American Distinguished Flying Cross, which is an award, and advocated for female aviators to be acknowledged as well as their male counterparts. The Huffington Post recalls that she became a fashion designer, Amelia Earhart Fashions. In 1934, her designs were sold at Macy's, New York. She was also the first to recommend that women wear separates so that their outfits could be interchangeable and not just one pantsuit. She became the first person ever to fly from Hawaii to California successfully. In June 1937, she and her navigator Fred Noonan left for their historic flight around the world. Their last communication was received on July 3rd, 1937. No one has heard from Amelia since. No one has seen her since. No wreckage was ever recovered. Just gone was our icon. Now that you know what led up to the disappearance, let's talk about life after Amelia was gone. After her plane vanished that day in 1937, the United States launched the largest ever search for a missing plane. She went missing somewhere in the Pacific, likely near the Howland Islands. However, she is yet to be found. Cadaver dogs were employed to locate human remains in areas identified as possible crash sites. But even today, 2017, USA Today calls the disappearance an iconic mystery. In July 2017, a former FBI member called into question if Amelia was captured by the Japanese, based on a long-lost photo. This sparked more fuel for the mystery and the lead was inconclusive. Those who live in Atchison have grown to love the mystery. York Times reported, she was an adventurer, Miss Prejeant said, and it's almost a perfect ending, isn't it? That there is no ending. A resident of Amelia's hometown stated after the new photo came into question. As we all know, we will likely never know what happened to Amelia and her beloved plane. Amelia was a pioneer for all women long before feminism was a thing. Who could have known she would put small-town America on the map and pave the way for future women to embrace the dreams and reach for the sky? Amelia knew. She was not willing to give up. She fought to become a pilot. She fought to do what had not been done before by a man or a woman. She was a caregiver, a social worker, a pilot, an author, a wife, a designer. She was an icon. Let us strive to be like her.